The moment I realized I was hooked on them and that it all sort of came together and was crystallized was a scene during the Asian Quarter storyline. Frisco was undercover and was acting in such a way that he wanted his family to believe that he had done this horrible thing, that he had hit someone in a drunken driving accident, and that he was like turning to a bad life. And he had done everything in his power to convince his brother and Felicia, his very serious girlfriend at the time, to just forget him and to behave as though he never existed. And Felicia had just done a lot of growing up from the previous storyline and was more sure of him and her feelings for him than she had ever been. And she refused to believe that he was guilty of the crime that he insisted he was. And so she goes to find him. He's hiding out in the Asian section of town. It was never identified whether these people were Chinese or Korean or what, but in the Asian Quarter, and living in some catacombs and some caves, and just letting his hair grow all wild and living the life of an outlaw. And she goes to him and he says, look, I don't want you. I don't want anything to do with you. And she will not. Her love and her passion for him are so fierce that she will not believe that. And she says, I love the person you really are, not the man you seem to want to become. And he is doing everything in his power to not give in to the feelings he has for her. And finally she says, tell me you don't love me, just say it, if you can say it. And then she says, never mind, I love you enough for both of us, so I don't even care. And he cannot articulate those words. He can't say, I don't love you. And years later, as an adult, that is the scene that I would go back to in my mind. And I had spliced it in with another story. I thought it happened in a different place. So when I saw it again on YouTube, I, hadn't remembered the details of how it happened or why, but I remembered that moment. It has never left me. And I discovered that about 10 to 15 other people feel the exact same way, that was the moment that they thought, okay, I'll never be able to quit these two.